everybody? My name is Denalja James, and this is the podcast, where we keep you current with everything that's happening, what's going on, and we bring the OGs to talk about what's really going on. Now, listen, I have a number one stunner beside me over here. I don't know if y'all know about this man. If you don't, let me tell you. His name is Lamar Burno, and Mr. Burno was the private security at one point in time for Mr. Frank Lucas. Now, if you see this bottle right here, let me tell you something. He about to drop some gems on us. Tell us about this bottle.
Well, hello, world out there. Thank you, Denalja. Blue Magic was the name of Frank's heroin, and it had such an effect on New York City and worldwide because he got his product from Southeast Asia. And Frank and I were talking about Blue Magic, and we made it a brand. So we decided after his death to come out with a Blue Magic brandy.
So let me just ask a question. So even after this man has left this earth, he's still dropping them jibs. It's still got one of the hottest products.
Absolutely.
Is this actually blue?
This is actually blue. The only blue brandy in America.
Once again, leave it to Frank Lucas to still be starting stuff. So tell me a little bit about working for him. I think you said you worked for him for about 10 years?
Yes.
How did you end up becoming his private security?
Well, what happened was I was working as an office manager at a chiropractic center. And one day we didn't get paid. And I called the doctor. He was out of town. And he said, hey, call Michelangelo. I said, okay. And he gave me a number. Mm-hmm. I called Michelangelo. Michelangelo said, well, I sent payroll 8 o'clock this morning. Mm-hmm. I said, well, sir, it hasn't gotten here. He said, well, call Tony. And gave me Tony's number. So I'm noticing everyone is Italian. So mm-hmm. I called Tony. Tony said, well, Michael sent the payroll 8 o'clock this morning. You mean you guys didn't get paid? I said, no, sir. So he gave me a gentleman's name of Michael Papio.
Okay.
Okay. And I called Michael Papio, and he said, you guys aren't getting paid today. I'm in Atlantic City with my lady, and the money's gone. Everybody's getting paid double next week. I said, that ain't going to happen. And he hung up. So I called Michelangelo and told him what Michael Papio said. He said, what? I said, yes, sir. So long and short of it, Michael Papio showed up to the chiropractic center. Mm-hmm. And he said, where's the office manager? I said, I'm right here. He said, yeah, you guys aren't getting paid. Yeah, I'm going to tell Mike that you guys are going to get doubled 2 weeks, and we're going to leave it like that. I said, no, sir, it ain't going to happen like that. He said, what, you want to get your posse? Mm. I said, posse? I said, no, sir, I'm not going to get a posse. I'm my own posse. I said, we need to talk. I said, because my workers been waiting for their money all day, and I've been waiting to get paid. I got bills. And he said, well, and then the neighbor next door, Gina, she ran a realty center. Mm-hmm. And she came, she said, hey, Mikey, how you doing? And they knew each other because her dad is in the life. And one thing, they kiss each other, and I said, Gina, you know him? She said, yeah. I said, well, he said we're not getting paid today. She said, well, you got to take that up with Michelangelo. And he said, look, I said you're not going to get paid, and that's the way it's going to be. I said, sir, I'm not going to talk no more. And he said, well, what are you going to do about it? Before I knew it, I jumped up, kicked him around his neck, and took him down.
Wait. You kicked him around his neck?
Kicked him around his neck and brought him down.
I think I need a drink on that one. Go ahead and pour me a drink, because I need to understand. I need the breakdown of this. I'm going to go back just a little bit. You mentioned that they were in the life.
Yeah. I'll let you taste it first.
Okay, absolutely, because I don't know if I can handle it. Do y'all see this color, though? It's the color for me. It is totally the color. I'm going to drink to this.
All right.
All right, here we go. Okay. Okay. I'm down with it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna. Can you pour a little bit? I'm gonna hand some off camera because we got other people in and they want to sample as well. Here we go. All right. Now, I want to go back to the question about in the life and mentioning the Italians. Anybody that has a cup, just hand it to me and I got you. Those people that were in the life. Now, we're just gonna tap dance on it because people need to understand how valuable this interaction is. So tell me about that.
Well, what I mean by in the life, I'm talking about mobsters.
Oh, okay.
These gentlemen are entrepreneurs who control several different businesses in the world, from casinos to clothing stores to restaurants, and they all come together as one.
Okay, all right, thank you. So now you've kicked him around, and you kind of got him around in there. Finish this story, because I know that is just not. That's not the end. That's actually the very beginning of this story. Am I correct?
That's correct.
All
so what happened was when I brought him down, and he was about 430 pounds, 6'4".
Stop. Repeat that.
He was about 430 pounds, 6'4".
So okay. And how much did you weigh at the time?
I was about 220, 215, 220.
Mm-hmm. And how tall are you?
5'11".
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna put a pin in that. I'm coming back. Okay.
So I brought him down, and I had him in a submission hold. And Gina said, no, don't kill him, Lamar. Don't kill him, please. I said, you better get Michelangelo, whoever going to pay us, on the phone and put him on the speaker. So she got Michael. Mikey, Lamar's going to kill Michael. What? I said, Mike, how you doing? It's Lamar. You need to not cash up. You need to wire some money right away. I said, because me and my people got bills to pay. And he had no problem with it. He sent payroll through Western Union. One of my workers wrote the numbers down. I said, okay, y'all go to your cars and meet me at this store called Pathmark in Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. And they met me at the nearest Pathmark. And I said, look, I'm going to let you go. But if you do something stupid, I'm going to kill you. And I let him go, and he went out. We got paid. The next morning, I got a phone call from Michelangelo. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to lie to you, I was scared. Because I never met the man. I was nervous. Mm-hmm. He said, yeah, meet me at South City Grill around 3 o'clock. Mm-hmm. He gave me the address. And, I'm from Philly. Mm-hmm. So I called my boys. I said, hey, fellas, look, I just got a call from Michelangelo. I know he's a mobster, but look, follow me to South City Grill. And I need you, to carry your business with you. And when I showed up, I told the man at the door, I said, I'm here to see Michelangelo. And he said, okay. So he said, follow me. He walked back through the restaurant, and in the back of the restaurant is a room. When he opened the door, it was carousels full of seafood, like 6 of them. Mm. And it's a big rectangle table with Italians, nothing but Italians.
Oh, so you're in the room.
I'm in the room.
No, the room. I have to ask this question. As you're walking into that room, what are you thinking?
Well, on one hand, I was nervous, mm-hmm. but on the other hand, I was prepared to do whatever I had to do to get out that room. Mm-hmm. And I knew one thing, they weren't going to shoot because it was a restaurant on the other side of the doors.
That would make too much noise, right. Absolutely.
So I knew I could outrun all of them.
Okay.
So I was just prepared, and me being a black belt at that time, I was going to do what I had to do to get out that room.
Okay.
So
take me back into the story now. I just had to get that emotion. I want you viewers to understand what it's like One day you're the office manager at a chiropractic office. The next day you're walking in with the Italian mob.
Right.
Okay.
And
Take us on a journey.
when I walked in, the gentleman walked around and he whispered in his ear, I guess, telling him I was here. And a gentleman named Michael Graziano said, Lamar! He walked around, kissed me on both sides of my cheek. That gave me relief. When he kissed me on both sides of my cheek,
I'm not about to die.
Yeah, I'm good. So he said, everybody, look, this is Lamar. He's the one that took Papio down. And Lamar! So Michelangelo came around, shook my hand, kissed me on both sides of my cheek, and gave me an envelope.
Okay.
And when he gave me an envelope, you don't want to open it right there. So I balled it up, put it in my pocket. Now I'm curious of what's in the envelope.
Yeah.
So he said, yeah, man, have something to eat. And he said, go to the bathroom over there. And pointed me to the bathroom. I went in the bathroom, went to the stall, and I closed the stall. I reached in my pocket. Now I want to see. And it's $7,000 cash and it was a check for $3,000. So he gave me $10,000.
Okay.
I was like, oh, okay. So while I'm in there, I call my boys outside and say, hey, yo, everything's good. Everything's good. I'll see you guys when I get back home, but I got something for you. Just for having my back, you got to take care of the people who take care of you. So when I washed my hands and came back out, Michelangelo said, come on, let me introduce you to some of the guys. And Gotti was at the table. Joe Sarnice was at the table. Graziano was already at the table. Salvatore Avena was at the table. I didn't know half these people.
But these are some heavy hitters.
These are heavy hitters.
Okay.
And Salvatore Avena was at the head, and he said, hey, move over. He said, come sit here. Well, I mean, I wasn't asking no questions. I hadn't even got full. I wasn't even hungry. So he said, Mike, sit on the other side. He said, you're a great man. I hear that you took down Papio. I said, sir, yes. It wasn't nothing, but I just had to get my money. He said, okay, a friend of Mike is a friend of mine. And he said, come, stand up. He hugged me and kissed me on both sides of my cheek. And I said, okay. To myself, I said, I'm in. Yeah. And Mike said, I would like for you to work with me. You just, think about it, take some time, and let me know. I said, okay, when do you need to know? He said, by tomorrow.
Oh.
I said, I have 24 hours to think
24
about
hours
it.
to decide my fate.
Right.
Okay.
So, needless to say, the next day I said, sir, I'm willing to work with you. And I was with Michelangelo for the next 14 years.
Okay. I'm sorry. I can't imagine. One day I'm humdrum in the office making sure payroll gets there. And then the next day I'm with the biggest mobsters. And my entire life changes. $10,000 in 24 hours to make a decision.
Right.
What did your mind go through? I know when you got home you had to be like, what the hell?
My mind went through several different things when I was going home just driving. And I was raised up in a religious family, spiritual. And, growing up, they teach you all bad money. I mean, bad money
ain't good.
All good money is not good. And I looked at it as a blessing. I looked at it as a blessing because I had a daughter. And I was getting paid well at the chiropractic center, but, I was getting
You didn't get $10,000 in a day.
No, not at all. So I said, this could be a start of new things.
Oh, launching of a new career. Okay.
And I learned a lot.
So before we go into the rest of your life, I want to go back into your training.
Okay.
Because in order for you to be able to take down a 400-pound man in a matter of moments, seconds, and obviously they didn't like him that much.
Right.
Because let's just be real. If this was somebody you were like, this is my boy, you're not coming to him some, hey, you're not kissing him on the cheek and here you got a job. Obviously, he was somewhat of a, excuse my language, he was an asshole.
He was.
So everybody was glad to see him 1-2 stepped, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about your training, because how did you get to that level of marksmanship?
Well, at a young age, my father put me into the martial arts, at the age of 5. And I trained under the direction of Madison Nelson until I reached the black belt. And what it was is I always had a hunger for the art because, growing up in Philadelphia, black belt theater was the biggest thing that we had on Saturdays.
Absolutely.
In
Not
our
just
era.
in Philadelphia. I was in Chicago,
Yeah, black belt theater, and everyone idolized Bruce Lee.
Absolutely.
So after I reached the black belt in Taekwondo, it felt like I didn't reach anything. I could break boards, I could kick, I can, do, a lot of things.
The basic stuff that looked pretty.
So after I reached my black belt, my brother Kenny, he said, hey, man, I've been reading on Kung Fu. And I found a gentleman who could teach us some Kung Fu. I said, let's do it. So that's when I met Sifu Rome. And Sifu Rome, I trained with him 8 years until I reached my black sash. And me coming in as a black belt, I thought I knew a lot and knew everything because I was, arrogant. And my first day with Sifu Rome, I couldn't walk out the studio.
Oh.
I had literally crawled and sat on a chair and got my muscle tension back so I could walk regular because I was shaking. And that let me know that I didn't know it all. And my arrogance level dropped down, and I was ready to get to the basics. And learning Hung Gar Kung Fu is what Sifu Rome taught me. You learn mannerisms of animals. And I had a 5-animal system: the tiger, dragon, leopard, snake, and crane. And to watch how each animal has their own striking point and blocking point was amazing. And I incorporated my Taekwondo into the Hung Gar, and that's how I was able to take this man down.
Okay. So, little kid from Philadelphia. Now is working with the Italian mafia. 14 years. Tell us how you met Frank Lucas now. You got the backstory. Give me that day.
Well, Frank was coming out with a book. Now, I didn't know Michelangelo and Michael Graziano was housing Frank Lucas. I didn't know that. So Frank was coming out with his book, The Original Gangster, and he said, Lamar, Frank needs some security. Won't you and your guys do some security for Frank for his book release? I said, okay, well, give me the date, give me the time, and, let me know how much we're getting paid, and I'll be there. And he gave me the pay and everything via text. I shot him and said, look, we'll be there. And me and 2 other guys went. We drove from Philly to New York, and Barnes & Noble was the location. And when I met Frank, he said, so they tell me you're going to be my security. I said, yes, sir. You know what you're doing? I said, sir, I believe I do. He said, well, you got to know. If Graziano got you here, you got to know. So I said, well, how are you doing today? He said, I'm ready to get the hell out of here. I said, well, it looked like we were going to be here for 4 hours. 4 hours? They didn't tell me that. I said, well, let's make the best of this 4 hours. So within the 2 hours, I was getting Mr. Lucas something to drink, getting him something to eat, snacks. And he said, I like you. How about being with me until, I do my next book release? I said, do you know when your next book release is? Nah, they'll tell me. They handle all my business. I'm just here. I said, okay. So one lady said, Mr. Lucas, hi, I bought the book. Can you sign this? He said, well, hell, I signed all those right there. Just grab one.
Okay.
I said, Mr. Lucas, I said, but she bought hers personally. Can you sign it? He said, okay, boss man. He said, I'm going to sign this one, but everybody else going to have to grab a book. I said, okay, no problem. And after that, we went to his little after party that they gave him for the book signing. And he said, I really like you. I like your character, and I like the way you handle people. I said, sir, I'm just here to do a job. And I was with Frank until he died.
So, working with the Italian Mafia, working with Frank Lucas, what is some of the wisdom that you were able to gather from these, I can't even say entities, because it's almost like a independent corporation that keeps our whole system going. What wisdom did you walk away with?
Well, one thing, Frank said, trust no one. Whether they're your family, friends, trust no one. Trust them as far as you can see them. And, the mobsters has a saying. Everything that you're watching, you're not really seeing. And I never understood that until I actually put two and two together. That what you see, or that what you think you're watching, there's always something behind it that you don't see. And you add that into your life and apply it, then you'll know that wherever you go, whatever you do in life, stay focused on what you're doing. Don't worry about your surroundings. Go do what you're going to do, and everything else will fall into place.
Okay.
Because everybody is not spiritual. Everyone is not religious. So if you align yourself with what your focus is, then just go ahead and do that, and everything else will fall into place. Never lose your temper. Always stay humble. Always stay calm.
I have to work on the never lose your temper part. Listen, I'm like, okay. I have to go back to this Blue Magic. This actually tastes pretty good. It has a slight sweetness to it. Where can people find it?
Well, I plan on bringing it out for Mother's Day.
Okay.
I plan on, and you can go to bluemagicbrandy.com.
Okay.
And it'll tell you all the details.
Okay, good. Now, a lot of people just know about the fact that you were Frank Lucas's bodyguard at one point. You've done a lot, though. You have been heavily involved in music over the years. If I do recall, you have a very close connection to one of our favorite R&B soul groups.
I do.
You do?
I do.
Tell us about that connection.
Well, my brother Kenny went to Creative and Performing Arts High School, Philadelphia, and while he was in school one day, this young man named Wanye Morris, who you guys know as the strongest voice in the group Boys to Men, he brought him home. And My parents were always giving parents. They were parents that you can bring someone home and they will call the parents to make sure it's okay. And Wanye didn't have that situation. So mom and dad took him in. And he stayed with us a year and a half, and he was just one of the brothers. And when we ate, he ate. When they bought us clothes, they bought him clothes. And he would go to school with Kenny. They would go together, and we didn't know that one day he would be a star. But he knew it. He said, when I become famous, I'm not going to forget you guys. I'm going to bring you guys in. And he kept his word.
Now, it's my understanding that before the group Boys to Men was formed, there was another group, which was Wanye and Kenny as well.
Right.
Tell me about that group.
Before Boys to Men actually came into fruition, there was a group called Unique Attractions. And it was Wanye, Kenny, Mark Nelson, who you may know as lead singer of Azjet, former lead singer of Azjet, Margaret McCready, and George Baldy. That's just off the top of my head. But it was Unique Attractions, and they were singing different churches, they were singing different venues and what have you. And things happened that the group went their separate ways, and Boys and Men happened.
I'm going to dig in a little bit deeper. You talked about some things that happened. Your brother was very, very talented.
Yes.
Amazing vocalist.
Yes.
Was on a pathway to some tremendous success.
Right.
What happened?
Well, he connected with this young lady named Vernell Jones, and she in Plymouth Meeting, White Marsh, it's in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. She allegedly did a murder, and she was locked up for a year, and my brother cut all contact and connection with her and said, look, I don't want to be a part of anybody who's, can kill someone. And when he cut her off, she said, if I can't have you, nobody can. And she called Montgomery County detectives and said, look, Kenny Burno made me do it. And they formulated a story. They locked my brother up. And he's been in jail now 21 years. With no evidence.
With no evidence.
With no evidence.
This also sparked you to delve more into the criminal justice system.
Absolutely.
To learn more and to formulate some other things. Can you tell us about that?
Well, I went to North Carolina Central University.
Okay.
And, go Eagles. And acquired a criminal justice degree. And, I became more educated in the judicial system. And I started reaching out to the NAACP. I started learning more about the constitutional rights of us. And I started applying different things to help my brother get out. And, it's still going on.
Okay. We definitely want to delve more, not at this moment, but we want to delve more into talking about Kenny, because a lot of times Black men are accused and without evidence, they are locked up, incarcerated, and lose their lives. Here we want to make sure that we understand that it's always a fight to prove the innocence of those that are behind bars that have no support.
Right.
I do want to go ahead and go further into some other things that you've got going on in your life, because you just keep doing stuff. Like you're doing all kinds of stuff. Tell me, I was digging around, learning, trying to figure you out. You have some acting credits and film credits and are into producing. let's talk about those other creative talents that are there. Do you sing too?
A little bit, but I don't,
You know, the ones that usually go way over and in them 27 different octaves. You be like, I sing a little bit.
I have to, give all credit to LaDiva Davis. Mm-hmm. LaDiva Davis was my aunt/godmother that got me into the business, the acting business. Mm-hmm. From The Last Dragon as a stunt coordinator to Fallen as a police officer, New York Undercover police officer, and several other different films. But being in acting, because I've always wanted to act, once you start it and do it, it's different. It's different from what you really see. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of hurry up and wait times. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of like when we did 12 Monkeys with Bruce Willis. Mm-hmm. It was so cold outside that Bruce couldn't remember his lines, and he said, "Hold it, cut, cut. I'm cold. We got to film this tomorrow." And they said, "Okay, sure, Mr. Willis, sure, Mr. Willis." And I mean, even though you get paid for those hours to come back on something that you really shouldn't have had to come back on, mm-hmm. it's tiresome. Mm-hmm. But I'm working on. Well, I just finished a movie called Shattered Reflections that has Hezekiah Walker in it, Keisha LaFleur, Tamika Patton, mm-hmm. Tracy Parson, Jason A, who's a soul singer, several different people. That should be released in May of this year, and I'm a producer on that, so you guys make sure you go see it. I'm working on another one called Unexposed with Tracy Parsons, and just is things coming down the pike.
Okay. So, acting, producing, bodyguard. Now, of course you didn't just work for Frank Lucas and the Italian Mafia. That wasn't the only people that you protected.
No.
What else? Who else have you been able to provide private security for?
I was private security for, I don't like to say, I was a executive protection specialist.
Oh, wait, okay. I'm sorry. Let me learn that. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Executive protection specialist. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, for Boys to Men.
Okay.
For many years. Mm-hmm. For The Intruders, Philadelphia Zone. I've done work for the Delphonics, Aaliyah before she passed, Gerald Levert before he passed, Luther before he passed.
Hold on a second. I'm starting to see a pattern. Do not do executive protection for me.
This was when they were younger, right? But I must say, the best person that I've worked for was Luther Vandross.
Really?
Yes, I have to say that because Luther, out of all the people I've done work for, Luther was the only one to say, "Lamar, have you gotten paid?" Mm. I said, "Yes, sir." After I said that, he said, "Okay, now I can go on stage." Mm. That gave me a level of respect for him that was uncomparable because he didn't have to do that. No one else did it. So that let me know that I was, one, doing the right thing because he remembered my name, mm-hmm. and two, that he respected me. And from that point on, I made everyone else respect me. So, I also have a line of liquors coming out, Blue Magic Brandy, tequila, and vodka, all blue. And Frank Lucas cigar.
I know my Zeta Phi Betas are going to love, and my Sigmas are going to love this blue liquor. So
yes.
I know yes. Mm.
And, I'm just going to just keep on doing what God wants me to do. I mean, as long as he keep putting people in my path and I can help them, I'm going to do it.
You do so many things and have such a very diverse background. What career path are you following now?
Well, right now, I'm in the mortuary business. Shouts out to F.W. Newton Services, where I work. I'm an embalmer, and I'm, very happy at that location because F.W. Newton in the state of North Carolina is the #1 embalmer in the state. So to learn that trade that will take me all across the world from the #1 guy is just impeccable.
You know I got jokes, right? You went from knocking people out to boxing them up.
There you go. There you go. So now I can do it all. When
Now
I
you can
knock
do
you
it.
out, I can box you up, right?
I'm scared of you, man. Like I'm so afraid. I feel like I should not be sitting here because you can knock me out and then just go ahead and box me. That is just nah.
No, I'm on your side.
I hope so. I'm gonna be on your side because I don't know. You're dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
Well, dangerous is not the word you want to use.
Skilled.
There you go.
Is a better
Skilled.
word.
There you go. Skilled.
I do know that you have a lot of give backs as well. Tell me how you're giving back in your community.
Well, I'm about to start teaching the youth, and all ages, men, male and female. I'm about to open my own martial art school called the Shaolin Academy. It was going to be the Shaolin Experience, but now it's going to be the Shaolin Academy because different universities want to fund me. And when I found that out from my previous interview, we're working on some things where I can get accreditation and get some grants. But it's going to be the academy, whereas though I'll teach those who are able to learn, and I'm not worried about the money. Give me the body. If I can teach you how to protect yourself and protect your loved ones, then I've, made my way.
Okay. That's one of your career paths. I do notice that you had a slight mention of another. Tell us about that other career path in entertainment.
Well, I have so many different career paths that just tell me.
Well, first of all, I got inboxed about one of your career paths with As Yet.
Okay, yes.
And Surface?
Yes, I'm managing those two groups, R&B, platinum selling and Emmy Award-winning group, As Yet, who was in the 90s under LaFace Records, Babyface and L.A. Reid. So
y'all know who they were. Y'all, don't sit back and act like y'all don't know. Some of your kids were married to their music. Okay?
Yes. I'm currently managing both Surface and As Yet with my partner, Kevin Patterson. We're working on solidifying Day 26, who was from Making the Band.
Okay, nice.
Under P. Diddy's direction.
Well, I'm sure they'll make more than that $15 a day.
All right. And we don't have them going across the bridge to get cheesecake.
No cheesecake in this one. Yeah, so they'll actually get a check.
Right. And Love After Lockup. Remember, have you seen that? Chevelle Moore. She just signed management with us. So we got a lot of things coming. Down the pipes.
Okay. Are you still doing anything with your stunt coordination or acting? Still providing those services to our entertainment industry?
I am. If they need me, I done got it, in better shape now. So if they need me, I'm available.
All right. Well, it has been so wonderful talking to you. How can people reach out to you?
Well, you can reach me on Facebook, listed under Prince Bernard. I picked Prince Bernard because Lamar Burno, somebody hacked that account and I can't get into that account. But it's Lamar Burno on Instagram. And if you want to email me, it's lamarburno@gmail.com.
All right. Well, Lamar, I really appreciate you coming and hanging out with a little bitty on me.
Oh, thank you.
It's been so much fun. And I need a bottle.
I got you.
We're going to toast to your success in 2024. Thank you so much for hanging out. And remember, it's all shh.